So part 2 of pruning. Okay, different trees require different pruning techniques. So you've got stone fruits, like this peach here. And stone fruits they fruit on new growth, especially peaches. So anything that is new growth from last year is going to have fruit on it. Anything that is a darker color wood, and this is how you tell the difference. So the darker color, the yellower, more brown, robust color, that's going to be your new wood. The wood that is gray is going to be your older wood. So if you want to be pruning your peach, you want to get a lot of fruit, you can actually prune peaches pretty heavily, because pruning stimulates growth, and that growth will then produce more new shoots. More new shoots will equal more fruit, right? Well, which is great for stone fruit. Peaches, plums, peaches in particular. Okay, think of this as the 30% rule. Think of it as though you have a budget. Your budget is you can only take off 30% of the branches of this tree. So if you remove this whole one big branch right here, boom, I've just used up my 30%. 30% is gone. I can't prune anymore this year on this tree. I have to wait till next year. So pruning is a long-term game. You want to think about pruning in terms of like 3 to 4, 5 years in advance. So every cut that you're making now is going to affect the tree more later on. So I wouldn't want to go ahead and remove this whole branch unless I had, other reasons to do so. But with peaches in particular, you could get a little more than 30%, maybe up to 40%. I've heard people say even 50%. So, but for the most part, just keep it within about 30%, a little bit more for peach trees. And again, like new growth. So you can go ahead and take off all kinds of stuff. It will stimulate all new growth, and then you'll get a whole bunch of peaches, which is awesome. Apple trees, pear trees, on the other hand, they are different. So let me scoot you over here, and let's take a look at this apple tree. Hold on one second. Okay, let's see. Apple trees. So, all right, so apple trees, I can't see anything. The sun is so bright here. Hey, buddy. Apple trees do not fruit on new growth. They fruit on old growth. And you can see, like, okay, so I've got this branch. This isn't going to be a fruiting branch, but this little guy right here is. And how you can tell, and this guy right here, I'm gonna take the camera and try to get you in there so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So if you can see this branch, and I'm going to try to zoom in on it. Am I on manual focus? Hold on. Goodness gracious. I hope I haven't been out of focus this whole time. Okay. All right. So you see how this guy is a little bit short, stubby, and he's super woody? Like, it looks like he's been all like chunked up on himself, right? So that is going to give me fruit. Same thing right here. This guy is gonna give me fruit. This guy, not gonna give me fruit. He's gonna give me leaves. All right. So that's the basic gist of what to look for as far as what things are going to fruit and what things aren't going to fruit. And I think that's the basics of pruning. That's really pruning in an apple core, or a nutshell. You can prune nut trees, you can prune your deciduous trees, you can prune your evergreens. So drop me any questions if you have any specific questions as to pruning. The big thing is, don't be afraid, get out there, make some cuts. Think about the shape of the tree, how you want to have it open, have it that upside down umbrella shape. And there's so much more to it, but there's not at the same time. So I hope that this has answered any questions that people have. People might be asking about specific trees, so let me think very quickly. Okay, so with apple trees, again, you want to just make sure you get all these crossing branches off. Keep like any little fruiting nubbins that you find, because those are going to be good. You want your branches to go out away from the main trunk. That's the big thing with pruning. Thinking about fig trees. Fig trees are awesome. We've got a fig tree. We just got another little fig tree, but our fig tree that was planted here. So fig trees are really cool. And fig makes fruit only on new growth. So the fig tree generally will fruit twice in a year. So you can see we moved here just after this tree had fruited. So you can see little fruit right here on what was new growth last year. And then this is going to, so what we'll get this spring is fruit on the new growth from the fall. And then once that fruit flushes, then the tree will grow again, and then we'll get fruit a second time with what has grown from this year. Pomegranates. I don't know where people are living. Here, Northwest Arizona, we can grow pomegranates, which is freaking sweet. These pomegranates in particular, so pomegranates are quite sensitive to water. They don't really need a whole lot of water, but they need something that's consistent. If they don't get something consistent, then you end up with all of these cracked and split fruits. So pomegranates you can just let go as a crazy tangled bush like this thing, or you can prune them into a nice tree. Really just depends on how much work you want to put into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and prune these guys. What else? I mean, I think those are the big things. Apricot trees. Don't prune apricot trees when there's any chance of rain. Apricots are super susceptible to infection. You know, when I was living back in New York, I would prune my trees. I had some plums and some apples and some peaches. I'd prune them in the middle of the winter, like in January. It'd be sleeting rain outside and I'd be out there pruning. And that's fine. Apricots, you don't really want to do that. You want to make sure that it's going to be nice weather within like a couple days before and a couple days after pruning. So I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed these videos. Go ahead, give a thumbs up, like, subscribe. I can't promise when I'm going to be making more videos, but you know, they'll pop up every now and then. And please ask any questions in the comments below, and good luck, happy harvests.